What's up everyone, Sean CountBlagorath here today with an album review, this time of the 2013 Buried in Hell Records release of This Black Earth split with Oblivionized and Plague Widow. If you're not familiar with these two bands, Oblivionized is a technical death grind band hailing from the UK, and Plague Widow is a kind of blackened, really death metal inspired grindcore band hailing from California. These guys are different sounding, yet they fit really well together on this release, and that's something I like to see with splits, because I gotta put that out there right now. Splits are either hit or miss for me, because sometimes the bands are either identical sounding or too far apart sounding. These guys definitely sound different from each other, and you can tell which band is which, but at the same time it fits really well together. And I'm going to talk first about the first side, which is Oblivionized. I reviewed Oblivionized a long time ago. I reviewed Abhorrent Evolution, which is their debut EP, and back then they were an incredibly intense, muddy, heavy, dark, sinister technical death grind band that featured some of the most unique, not only guitar work, but vocal work in the entire scheme of death grind. And to me, that was an incredible release. Well, they've had some lineup changes, and with that lineup change, they have a change in sound. Instead of being this extremely chaotic, off-the-wall, not knowing what to expect sort of band, they've kind of tamed it down just a little bit and became more focused and cohesive than ever before. And to me, that's a very good thing. Not saying that their old stuff was bad by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I think Nullify the Cycle and Abhorrent Evolution are some of the best that this genre has to offer. I feel like they were a little too off the wall at times. And now that they have this split and this new sound going for them, this is just incredible. It's almost like math metal, or mathcore as some people call it. I'm not too sure what exactly it is because I'm not too familiar with the genre. It's almost like that at times. It has almost Dillinger Escape Plan-esque moments, kind of Chariot moments. Just these really crazy, off-the-wall, totally out of left field guitar work, and all these crazy little solos, so to speak, in between. Just all these crazy notes being thrown in the middle of these riffs and put in at really odd times, so it really catches you off guard. And that's something about this, is no matter how many times you listen to this side, Oblivionized just continue to just bombard you and blindside you with just these notes that come out of nowhere and these patterns that really are strange yet completely awesome, and they make sense. So not only can they provide this sort of musical backdrop that is off the wall and intense, but it doesn't get boring and monotonous like a lot of bands tend to. I've listened to this split probably a good 20 times, and I'm still guessing what's gonna come next. I have an idea, but I still don't know 100% sure. And to me, that is a sign that you have wrote a great EP. Production-wise, if you heard Oblivionized old stuff, forget about it. This is amazing sounding. Their first one was a little muddy. It got better over time, but right now they have hit the ultimate in mixing. Everything is perfectly audible. Everything. There's not one instrument overriding another, and that's a good thing, because there's points when you really want to hear the guitar and the drums and the vocals and the bass and everything, and it's just really, really good sounding. And quite frankly, one of my favorite parts about this EP, also now I mentioned vocals, is Zach's vocals. They are so savage and unique and harsh and almost painful sounding. And that is the best part about that. His vocals are just really harsh, really out there, really intense. Great stuff. Overall, the Oblivionized side is definitely a very solid piece of this. Now we move on to Plague Widow. This is my first exposure with Plague Widow because I never got around to checking out their EP. And I am a retard for not checking it out before. Oh my god. These guys just bring forth some of the most intense and atmospheric death metal and grindcore and black metal that I have ever heard. They blend it so well, and especially on their first song on this split. It's very blackened, very evil, just a straightforward shot of intensity filled with double bass and blast beats that just go everywhere. And it just continues this really short song, surprisingly, but it feels like it carries on forever because of how monotonous it is, and I mean that in the best way possible. It really drives home this really dark and messed up imagery that you get with the music of this. It's just some really well played riffs that are very, very intense. These are riffs that I want to murder people to. The drums are just really fast. Double bass is unreal. I can't believe how this guy can play so fast for so long. Along with these blast beats that are just so punishing, and half of the punishing element is the snare sound, which I kind of want to talk about for a second. The sound of the drums, to me, sounds like Toontrack Easy Drummers Expansion Drum Kit from Hell. I use that on many occasions, and it sounds almost identical to one of the snares on there. So I think they might have triggered the snare with that. I'm not too sure. It sounds good. It works really well. It really helps make it so you can hear every blast beat. The single hits sound a little off and kind of odd, but overall, I really like the sound of the snare and the blast beats. It's nothing gets too muddy or too intense or anything like that. It just sounds damn good. Just a lot of great guitar work. I'm in love with some of the guitar riffs that they do on here. And on the second and final track that they have on here, oh my god, about halfway through, they do this sort of chug that's sort of palm muted and then goes open, and they add notes in between it and then go back to the chug. And to me, that is just mind-blowing. There's so much going on within the music that you really have to sit there and try to absorb it all with no real distractions, because you will not catch everything that goes on within this, and especially within this one part. It sounds simplistic at first, but the more you listen to it, the crazier it gets, and I am in love with it. Vocally, also, I have to mention this since I haven't brought up vocals. This man is a beast. His lows are guttural, but not too guttural. They're not gurgling. They're not very air sounding. They're just very powerful and straightforward, almost like he is 2 inches from your face, just screaming out these lows. And then the highs, which are done within the second song, are amazing. Just really high pitch, just almost like he's in pain. Just really evil and hateful and nasty snarls that works so well within the music. Plague Widow outdid themselves with their side. Overall, this is a split that everyone needs to check out. The CD version that was available in Europe, I forgot what record label, I know it was put together by Zach from Oblivionized, sold out. It was limited to 100 copies, and sadly it's out. But there is a 7-inch vinyl coming out through Buried in Hell, and it's, I believe, $5. It's worth it. I'm pre-ordering it. I encourage all of you to pre-order it. This is an amazing 7-inch split. For a score, I am going to give this a very, very solid 9 out of 10. Everyone needs to hear this, especially if you're a fan of death metal, technical music, grindcore, black metal even. You definitely like the Plague Widow side. Just some really great stuff. Everyone check this out. Pre-order it. I am 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.